Hey guys, Jay here from Explore Oz. I'm just soundproofing the back of my Prado before I drop in a floor to then put a fridge and all our stuff for the trip around Australia that we're planning to do in a couple of months' time. I went for this car builder's product, pretty good kit. This is stage 1, got a brush as well, and there's going to be a stage 2, which is a thermal mat, which I'll show you. It all goes on pretty well. I found using the back of this tool super handy. Also, it's just given me a chance to really clean out the back underneath all the carpet in the back of the car, all the dog hair, sand, all of that sort of stuff. So feels good to start fresh, and I'll just take you through where I'm at so far. There for where the chair's going to go back in eventually. For the trip though, I've actually taken out the back seat, both seats actually, and I'm just soundproofing the base of it. I found little bits of spot rust along the way when I was doing it, so I've stripped that back, put some rust converter and then primed over the top of it, just to be, why not. And then the other thing I noticed as well was just a whole lot of gunk build up all around here on the hinge, so I ripped the seal off, and it's probably a good opportunity to get all this sort of stuff done. There's a tiny spots of rust coming up along here as well, so I've taken care of that, hopefully. But as you can see, like, it's pretty clean. I used this this wax and grease remover to help clean. And I'm going to the stage 2, which is this bad boy here. It's pretty heavy, that's the thing, so it's going to add a little bit of weight to the car. So what I found when I'm doing this, guys, I just kind of pre-measure it, and then I just cut out, leaving these little holes for the screws. And then I'm using this tool along here, and as they've explained in the videos, you kind of want to press so all of these like little bubbles are down, and making sure you get all your air pockets out when you're doing it, I find works the best. Okay, so I've pretty much finished now stage 1. Pretty happy with it. I used all the little offcuts I could just to fill in, you know, these little spots and here, just because it's better to use it than throw it out. And then I'm putting back in these factory things at the moment, just to kind of see how they sit, and then the carpet's going to go back there, and I guess it'll protect this, because my plan then is to run some timber along here and bolt, so I can bolt the floor into these points along here, and then again right at the rear, because I'm going to have the floor running all the way through pretty much to here. Yep, so I put the carpet back in place, just put all the factory fixtures in as well, just to help tidy it up, keep it clean for when I try and return it back to normal. And I've cut it in sections really just to just maximize one sheet rather than using 2. I've kept in the remote key lock, cut that through there, and also just had to allow for cords and stuff here. So once I've got the form ply in, which I've just got a sheet of there, I'll kind of refit and make sure there's no pressure on these cords and stuff like that. But I've just exposed that. Look, it's not totally custom, but it's pretty good, and I've kind of filled up all the holes to eradicate dust. The biggest issue I find with the dust is from this point here coming in. I haven't figured out the best thing to do there. I've had a rag there in the past, but I just want to minimize the dust getting into the car as much as possible, because we all know how it happens. Anyway, okay, so I'm at the point where I'm about to put in my form ply, and I'm probably going to use these as support, but what I'll probably end up doing is drawing holes all through these to make it lighter but still supportive. So I'm still unsure about this section here as to best way to go about it, whether I use this section here to slide in water tanks, or move this back to there and then put them vertically in here this isn't the proper bit, but I'm just doing basic templates now to make sure I get it right in the way I want. So rather than rush it, I'm just going to cut the form ply to fit the back end over in those corners over here, and then I'm going to run it as far as I can up to this point, and then just let it settle, think about it, process it, and then come back and maybe readdress the platform now down through the factory bolts just in here. So I've drilled right through, fixing them there. I've built the fridge slide here, and all of this is going to be removable, so I can just go back to the floor. So I've fixed it, so all of this is fixed in. Done it all out of the form ply, which is heavy, but what I did, it's pretty bulletproof, this stuff, but I've rebaited, cut around the edges here, and then I've just put some cage in here to allow for ventilation, also to cut weight, but also to put this in to stop stuff falling through, and leaving a 100mm gap at the end for ventilation. So we're looking at storage and that sort of thing. We're going to use, so this has got for more tools and recovery gear and possibly drone and camera. So this is all going to be modular and removable. Just done it out of form ply and using these little brackets from Bunnings. So I can basically take this whole thing off and on, and then I've got my false floor. And I'm going to use these, just these little ribs. These are what I'm going to just use these guys as a anchor point for the drawer system that we're going to use. Look, I know it's cheap, but they're replaceable, and these are just for our clothes. So we figure, I think it's like 20 litres each or something for each drawer. It's about 20 litres per drawer by 3 each side. And then I'm just going to ratchet strap them down, so that way we can change it up if we need to. Yeah, so you can see here, guys, I've managed to screw right through into the factory fitting through here. It was a bit of a mission to find the right bolt with the right length and all that kind of stuff, but we got there in the end. It's made a big difference. I've cleaned up along this section here as well, so now pretty much put some angle line, some little alloy angle in along there, so that floor's pretty much all fixed all the way through there. And then these are like little IKEA pull out things that I'll probably put tools or, you know, bird books. So yeah, this was a big change I kind of came up with a couple of weeks ago. Just worried about maybe not having enough power for the fridge and everything. So contacted iTech World, got a hold of one of these guys, which are amazing. Used it a few times, both on location shoots, but also camping, that kind of thing. It's been epic. Heaps of charging ports, like kind of everything we need, definitely as a backup. Also be great to probably run Starlink off that when we get that sorted. And then I've made it so that just slides kind of down into here, fixing it off nicely. At this stage I'm thinking recovery boxes, the front runner boxes fit in there, no worries, which is great. Made this little dust insert running along here, again just angle line, and some like a rubber seal from Bunnings. This little bad boy here works a treat. Yeah, they're big, these slides though, but I cut out a fair bit out of that base to try and minimize the weight. Again, it's hard with these builds to kind of cut weight, but I did everything I could. It's really solid. Like, I've stood on this, the whole thing. I mean, you can see it's all fixed to the car. The whole car's moving. Still got to figure out up here, we've got a travel buddy to go in, then another charging station for laptops, and hopefully a small drawer of some sort for GoPros and jet boil, that kind of thing, just so we're When it's just us in the car, we've got enough of everything we need. I did put in this little unit here, which is a low voltage disconnect and another charging hub, which I ran off the secondary battery, which is, I'll outline in another video. But if you've got any feedback or comments, throw them down below. I'm just learning, fumbling my way through all of this, but getting there and just tweaking and that sort of thing. At the moment, this is going to be for recovery gear, anything heavy that we don't need that much. And if not, it's going to be Starlink and jet boils and all of that kind of stuff will go in here, because obviously want to keep it out of the dust and keep it secure. Yeah, and this whole platform here, as I've talked about earlier, is going to be for camera gear and clothes, and then water is going to be stored along the back in 3 jerrys, and then we've got 3 cells, so that should give us 120 litres of water and an extra 40 litres of diesel. So I'm hoping that's enough. So guys, that seems to be it for the back of the build now. I hope you picked up a few tips and tricks for your build, and if you've got any feedback or comments, throw them in the section below, and really appreciate you watching and look forward to next time. Take care. Bye.